So I have some good news and some bad news because as of right now, car prices are dropping. Nobody's buying and lots are filling up. This is great news if you are looking to buy a car, but it's bad news if you're looking to sell a car. For example, a car salesman, right? We are seeing a lot of issues here, but I want to address what's going on, why we're seeing car prices completely plummet, and what this means for you moving forward. So I'll break all this down in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So what is going on with the automotive market? Well, there's actually a couple things that are happening. Number one, we are seeing prices of used vehicles plummet. These are dropping. The reason why is because all these different manufacturers, from Ford to Tesla to GM, they've all been manufacturing cars at record pace. Well, they have been over the past couple of years, just trying to keep up with demand. Here's the problem. Just like we saw with the housing market back in 2006 and 2007, 2008. All these builders were building homes at record pace. They were trying to build as many homes as possible, but the problem is there's a shift where we reach a point where everybody has a home. And in this case, everybody just bought a new car over the past couple of years, so they don't need another new one. But these manufacturers didn't know that. They didn't know when to stop, so they overbuilt. Okay? There's too much manufacturing going on. So now you see all these cars that are just sitting on lots. Right now, the discounts on year-old vehicles have more than doubled. People are trying to get rid of these. It says the absolute worst of times for car buyers are over as dealerships slash prices heading into the summer. Many dealerships and many of these car companies like Ford, GM, Tesla, they have too many vehicles sitting on their lots. They're trying to get rid of them. In some cases, they are dropping their prices by $10,000 per vehicle. I was talking to a friend of mine just the other day. He sold a new Jeep for $22,000 less than MSRP because they had to get rid of it. A new Jeep. I think it was a Jeep Wagoneer. $22,000 less than MSRP. Now, here's what's actually happening, and this is what I think is interesting, is we are seeing all these dealerships are sending out these promotions where you're going to save, $2,000 here, $5,000 here, $10,000 here, and they add them all up. Now, here's what I think is interesting though. They're going to give you all these discounts, but where they're trying to make their money back is through the interest. They want you to get a loan through them, and they want to try to make a little bit of their money back. Here's the reason why it's turning into a problem. In some cases, we are seeing people go in, try to get a loan, and the loan that they're able to get through the dealership is like a 15 to 17% interest rate. Which is massive. It's almost like it's worse than a credit card in some cases. I want to read you a little bit of this article though. It says, dealerships are sitting on a glut of 2023 vehicles, leading to steeper discounts and lower interest rates than usual, the auto research firm Edmunds said Wednesday. The share of 2023 models available at dealerships nationwide has reached 6.8%. That is up from 5.4% last year for 2022 models. It says, faced with higher inventories, automakers and dealers are offering an average discount of $4,147 on last year's models. This is more than double the $1,919 average for 2022 models a year ago. Here's where, again, it gets interesting. The promotions could bring some relief to consumers pummeled by the higher overall cost of car ownership, including from insurance and maintenance. That's another big one. We are now seeing more dealerships are trying to offload these vehicles because they do not want to insure them on their lot. And I was talking to this friend of mine that sold the vehicle for $22,000 off MSRP, and he was saying that their dealership is trying to just get rid of cars. Okay, just take it. Okay, even if it's at a loss, a slight loss, because they are being just hammered by the insurance costs. Some of these vehicles that are sitting on their lot, that are sitting there for multiple months. They had some that were sitting there for over a year that were on trade-in. Just trying to get rid of them. Because the insurance, not even the maintenance, they're just sitting there. But the insurance alone is eating into their profit, and so they just want to get rid of these vehicles. Goes on to say, those expenses rose to an average of $12,182 for new vehicles, up from $10,728 in 2022. Well, one of the things that we've known is the auto market over the past couple of years has been the worst ever, worst on record. Okay, it was very difficult to go and buy a car because you knew you were going to buy something that was going to go down in value, and it was going to go down quickly. For instance, Tesla owners that bought a Tesla over the past couple of years, then you come out and see just in the past, 6 months, 8 months, that Tesla started cutting their price. For a new vehicle, they were cutting their price when I look online, I see new Teslas like 2023 models, 2022 models. They're going for about $15,000 less than what they were just a year ago. Okay, that's crazy. That if you would have bought a Tesla last year, you would have potentially spent $10,000 to $15,000 more than what that same car is worth right now. That's a huge deal, especially when some of these are going for about $32,000. That means you would have spent, almost $50,000 on a vehicle that's now worth about $30,000 in less than 1 year. That's crazy. But here's the interesting thing when it comes to Teslas. Teslas are all electric. The thing that we know is that right now, at least 12 states are planning to ban gas-powered car sales after 2035. The thing, though, is right now, and I've talked about this before, I talked about this yesterday as well, our electrical grid here in the United States is not strong enough and does not have the capability of powering all these electric cars. There's about 3.3 million electric vehicles on the road today here in the United States, and if they were to all try to charge at the exact same time, we would see massive blackouts because we do not have the capability of charging 3.3 million electric vehicles, as well as trying to provide electricity to all these homes and businesses throughout the United States. Just can't do it. But this is where things are starting to take a little bit of a turn. Hybrids versus electric vehicles. What are Americans picking? Well, previously we've been all picking electric vehicles. Electric vehicles were the way that we need to go. However, companies are now starting to put out hybrids. This is a mix between a gas-powered engine and an electric engine. This is where things are, according to experts, this is where things are going to take a turn. We're going to see people move from electric vehicles where you have to go in and you have to charge your vehicle after so many miles, to now they want to go to hybrids, where you go into the gas station, you put the gas in, maybe it's not 22 gallons, but even if it's 5 to 10 gallons, that's fine, because the electric vehicle portion of the engine, that's really going to help you get, instead of 24 miles per the gallon, you're going to see something more like 50 to 60 miles per gallon. This is a huge difference. Now, here's the problem. Hybrids are not something you see a great discount on. You'll see a discount on gas-powered vehicles, especially when we see gas prices rise. You see a discount there. And then electric vehicles go up a little bit. But when gas prices go down, electric vehicles, their price drops as well. Right? And gas-powered vehicles goes up just a little bit. So it's interesting what's going on right now, but the one thing I can tell you is that if you are patient and you're looking to buy a car, be patient. You don't need to rush it, because these dealerships are getting so much inventory in still, they can't offload it. These lots are piling up. I was driving through town the other day, and I noticed a dealership that they seriously had two vehicles in one parking spot. They had two vehicles pretty much crammed together. They had so much inventory you could barely drive through the lot. That's what was happening. Now, they still have it. I don't think they're going to sell a lot of this inventory, but I don't know. We will wait and see. All I know right now is many people are not buying because they know interest rates are starting to come down a little bit. They want to be patient there, and they want to get the best deal possible. So we could see dealerships struggle, but at the same time, the American people could come out of the end of this with a great deal on a pretty much new vehicle. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.